Hello and welcome to this episode of Would You Rather? I'm davidinark, and today we're answering life's most pressing questions like this one. Would you rather lose your front teeth in a skateboarding accident or break your hands on a bike? I actually did lose a front tooth. It wasn't a skateboarding accident though. As crazy as this sounds, I was a kid and I tripped over my uncle's German Shepherd that was probably twice as big as I was. Anyway, I fell flat face first. I did a face plant right into the garage floor. It was not pretty. But anyhow, I've never broken, knock on fake wood, never broken any bones. And in my day, when we grew up and rode our bikes, we just rode our bikes. There were no helmets, no pads, there was nothing. You just rode your freaking bike. And you went through the woods and over jumps, and you did all kinds of stuff that you shouldn't have been doing, but you did it anyway, because that's what you do. All right, back to the question. I'll be honest. I'm a huge skateboard fan. I had a skateboard as a kid. I was no good at it whatsoever. I would much rather lose my front teeth in a skateboarding accident because, well, especially now, because people would be like, you are an idiot. You're a crazy old man. You're now a grandfather, for crying out loud, which, by the way, those of you, if you're watching this and you saw the video about my grandbaby announcement and you have well wishes, thank you so much, you guys. It means so much to me that you reached out and the comments you left and all that good stuff. So thank you so much. It is awesome. It's amazing being a grandfather, and it's really weird to say I'm a grandfather. I turned 50 this year. Well, technically last year in 2019, I turned 50. But in the space between my ears, I still feel like a teenager. So I would rather lose my front teeth in a skateboarding accident. All right. So the answer is this one. Ding. 30% more people would rather break their hands on a bike. I'm going to guess probably because if you break your hands, you could probably, you'd heal up and nobody would know. But if you lose your front teeth, then you have to get, fake teeth or something. So, I could see that. But then again, maybe more people like riding bikes. I don't know. I'd rather do it on a skateboard. Just saying. All right. Would you rather be homeless and hungry but always loved by your perfect partner, or have a fabulous house and amazing food, but never have loved or been loved? So basically be by yourself. So homeless and hungry, but always loved by your perfect partner, or be, have a house, have food, all that stuff, but be lonely. I would probably rather... I don't know. I've never been homeless. I've been close to homeless. And I've definitely been hungry. And the reason why those don't necessarily, why homeless and hungry don't necessarily go together is because I had people that I was able to live with, but I couldn't eat their food, and I didn't have money to buy food. So it was a rough time. So I kind of know what that's like. Of course, I wasn't with a partner by any stretch either. It was just on my own during that particular time. So I would say, to be perfectly honest, as much as I love my family. Between these, I would rather have a house and food and be alone. And it doesn't say alone either. It just says you never have been loved or have loved. I don't know. It's easy for me to pick one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick. I'm gonna pick this one. Most people would rather be homeless and hungry and loved by your perfect partner. That sounds great in theory. I don't know how practical that is, but hey, it is what it is. There are unfortunately many people who are homeless and hungry, and all they have is each other, and that honestly is pretty much what they survive on. So I could definitely see where that might be a choice. All right. Would you rather be married to someone that doesn't love you or be married to someone that you don't love? I think we may have had this one many moons ago, but it's not a. Neither one of these is a great option. I mean, let's just be honest here. You could be married, but you're married to someone who just doesn't love you. So presumably you love them, but they don't love you back. Or they love you to death and you can't stand them. You don't love them at all. Man. Ugh. This is tough, man. Okay, so where do we go with this? I would probably rather be married to someone that doesn't love me rather than someone that I don't love. I mean, why be married in either of these cases? Wow, this is, I'm giving way too much thought, and I know you guys are getting bored out of your heads. You're like, pick one! So, I'm just going to say I would rather be married to someone who doesn't love me, I guess. All right, well, today's Would You Rather, I'm picking all of the low-scoring options. So, there you go. All right, there we go. Would you rather, wow, get killed by your boyfriend, girlfriend, or get killed by your best friend? So, either way, we're toast. The question is, who's doing it? To me, it's a much more personal and a much more just horrific prospect that it would be, a boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing, because that person supposedly loves you, and or you love them, and yet they're the ones killing you, or your best friend, who, you could have just ticked off one day. I think between the two, I'd rather get killed by my best friend just because that just doesn't feel quite as personal. So, once again, it's the low-scoring option. We're just going to play that all day long. All right, here we go. If you were in a pinch, would you rather rely on the A-Team or rely on MacGyver? And this is a very old reference. If you're not familiar, the A-Team was this crack group of folks that they were kind of ex-military and they could solve problems, get out of stuff. MacGyver, which they remade, is a dude who, like this says, solved with a paperclip. He could get out of a situation by cobbling crap together. Honestly, I think if I had to pick one or the other, I would pick MacGyver, because that dude could make anything out of anything. He'd make a flashlight out of a bobby pin and a battery. So I'm going to go with MacGyver. Of course, it's the low scoring one. What is up with today? I don't know. All right. If you could, would you rather end world hunger or find a cure for cancer? All right. So they both have their positives, obviously, where no one in the world would be hungry anymore, but people would die of cancer, or people would still be hungry, but there would be no more cancer. A lot of food and eating habits cause cancer, so would ending world hunger actually contribute to more cancer? Probably so. I'm going to find a cure for cancer. And guess what? It's going to be the low-scoring answer. No, we picked a high-scoring answer this time. Woo! I was getting a little worried about myself, man. Not really. It's when you've been around a long time, either A, it doesn't really matter, or B, the reasons why I choose things are probably way different than why anybody else chooses things. So, would you rather be the first to climb Mount Everest or be the first on the moon? I would much rather be the first to have been the first person on the moon. I mean, climbing Mount Everest, that's cool and everything, but think about how many people since then have done that. And like now, if you look at like real pictures, it's just one long line of people, and everybody's all in line, and you get to the top and go, hey, yeah, I'm here. And then you got to go back down again. I mean, it's just one long line of people. How many people are in the line that goes to the moon? Like no one. There's only been a handful of people who have ever set foot on the moon. And I would have loved to have been first on the moon. I would go tomorrow. I would go to the moon. I think that would be such a cool thing. I don't care about going to Mars, but going to the moon, I think would be awesome. So definitely first person on the moon. And hey, look at that. I picked another majority answer, and it is a whopper. Many more people would rather go be the first on the moon than climb Mount Everest. And I have to say, I agree completely. All right, this is going to be the last one for today. Would you rather have Reddit take up 90% of your day or have 9gag take up 90% of your day? I will be honest, no idea what 9gag is. I'm assuming it's kind of like a meme site or something. I don't know. I would much rather have Reddit take up 90% of a day. I'm a huge Reddit nerd. I love, well, maybe not a nerd, but I love getting on Reddit. I belong to multiple subreddits. I know many people don't know, but I even have a subreddit, just, /r/davidinark. It's out there. Nobody's doing anything with it, but there you go. But I think Reddit is a very cool place to get help, to get information. One of the subreddits that I'm in is NewTubers, and it's a really cool place for small YouTubers to get hints and help and kind of figure things out. I'm also on writing prompts, where people put in writing prompts and then you kind of come up with a story to go with it. Of course, BeamNG subreddits. There's all kinds of subreddits out there that I'm a part of, and I think it's awesome. I would much rather have Reddit take up 90% of my day than 9gag, so I'm going to say Reddit. Again, hey, we're going out on a high note. The last few, we've been in the majority side. That works for me. So there you go. I don't know. What are your thoughts on any of the things that we've covered here in this episode of Would You Rather? Let me know down in the comment section below. Got any other questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Leave those down in the comment section below as well. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to Hero of God, to GamerGull, and to Mr. Spooky7 for supporting me on Patreon. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming by, watching, checking out this episode of Would You Rather. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.